Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about Colleen Ballinger once again. Honestly, I'd kind of forgotten about the whole thing, not because it doesn't matter, but because she's been gone from the internet for long enough where I was just like, okay, she's probably never coming back. First of all, I can't believe that she disappeared around like 5 months ago now. That's absolutely crazy. It feels like yesterday. So the year is passing too quickly, but we're not going to think about that or else we will go into some kind of existential despair. Colleen Ballinger left the internet after all the allegations that came out against her. These were not light allegations, and the reason why I'm bringing this up will become evident later, but let's just remember that the allegations included grooming, okay? So this was not just being canceled as an influencer for like a shitty palette or overpriced cookies. This was actually criminal offenses potentially, so this was not the type of thing that you just kind of ukulele your way out of. So anyway, she posted a fall vlog. The video does turn out to be a vlog, but initially it's, I'm gonna say apology in quotation marks. She does say sorry in it, but we'll get into it.
Hello everybody. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I've really missed this. I've missed talking to everyone every single day. Obviously, the last video that I posted on here is really embarrassing, to say the least. I was being accused of some pretty awful things and I just was mad, and I should have handled that situation with maturity and empathy, but instead I just let my ego take over.
So first of all, let's talk about the aesthetics. I know that this is a silly thing to bring up in the context of everything, but you know how back in the day we had like the gray hoodie apologies? This is very reminiscent of that, but make it fall. This is like pumpkin spice gray hoodie apology. I'm not saying that to be funny, though it is a little bit funny. It's really the thing of wearing the light colors, which I know is silly, but it's been demonstrably proved that people do that all the time to appear angelic, whatever positive attribute you want to call it. So we have that going on, and that was one of the first things I thought, along with the fact of, you know, sitting on the floor. All of these things are the markers of the YouTuber apology. This is the YouTuber apology starter pack. Sitting on the floor, wearing light colors. If you're a woman who wears makeup, then wearing less makeup than usual, having your hair either disheveled or up in a bun, all of these things, if you're getting canceled, make note, because when you apologize, you're gonna need these things. Also, in terms of the content, it's kind of insane to me for someone to say, oh, my last video that was the apology was embarrassing. It's like, imagine being accused of grooming and you make an apology video, quote unquote apology video about that grooming, and the adjective you use is embarrassing. It's like, girl, that could have been a jail cell. Like, what do you mean embarrassing? It was way more serious than that, in my opinion. And one thing I will quickly say, just to get out of the way, whatever apology she does or doesn't make is obviously not for me to accept. It's for the people that she's wronged to accept. But I will talk about here accepting her apology in the sense of, will the audience not uncancel her, but move past it? So there's a difference between those two things.
And I'm really disappointed in myself. So here's what I want to say today. Over the last 15 years of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy. And there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions. And because of that behavior, people got hurt. And I am so sorry. I never wanted to hurt anybody, but it's clear that I did, and I feel so terrible about that. I also feel like there's probably people who are disappointed or feel abandoned by me because of my silence over the last few months. And I'm so sorry about that as well. I needed to take time to make sure I was listening and learning as much as possible. And I also needed to get the help that I needed to be okay. I'm a mom first and foremost before anything else. And I needed to take care of my kids. So that's where I've been. And
okay, so she does say that she's sorry for hurting people. I will say this is probably critical, and I know that there are going to be people in the comments being like, she can't win. If she apologizes, you still don't accept it. And if she doesn't apologize, she's the devil. And it's like, well, when it comes to something like grooming, I think it's fair to request an honest apology that's more than just sitting there being like, I hurt people's feelings. Again, that's not for me to determine. I'm just giving my opinion here. But I really do hope that she did reach out to the people who actually were directly affected by her actions. I also will say, the immaturity thing, obviously, there's no age for immaturity. You can be immature at any age, but using the immaturity quote unquote excuse is like, how old are you, girl? Like, you have to be older than me, and I'm 30, so it's like, we can't just say, oh yeah, I was immature. Like, you can say that when it's something petty and silly. When it's along the lines of a crime, if not an actual crime, the cops usually won't go for that. There's not really much she can do, to be entirely honest, aside from, like I said, apologizing to the parties who were directly affected. But again, I do think it would go a long way, generally speaking, this is not just about her. If you are apologizing for the thing, say the thing out loud. Say what you did out loud. In a way, kind of fall on your sword a little bit. And that sounds masochistic as hell, but the reality is it's always been, at least to me, for things that have happened to me, it's been more meaningful when someone's like, hey, I'm sorry I did this, this, and this, instead of, hey, sorry about that. Two completely different things. And I think it would go not only a long way for the audience, which, like I said, is secondary here compared to the actual victims, but for victims, hearing it validated that someone did fuck up and that what you went through really happened, especially when people try to gaslight you into thinking, oh, it wasn't that bad, it didn't really happen, it's not that big of a deal. Having someone literally say, hey, I did the thing you said I did, and I'm sorry that I did that, and I'm sorry that I hurt you, whatever, that's very different. And I know that people are probably gonna say that I'm being nitpicky about this, but it's an apology. It's supposed to be thoughtful and well done. It's not just supposed to be a box that you check off. Every influencer apology that we've seen be a flop, a disaster, embarrassing, it's because they don't address the thing they actually did. That's why it's hard, because you have to say the thing out loud.
But I'm back and I'm here now, and I am not a perfect person, and there are plenty of things in my past that I wish I could go back and redo and fix and change. I don't have control over any of that, and I don't have control over the things people say about me. I only have control over my actions moving forward. And so I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure that I create a positive, kind, inclusive, safe space online with my content. And if you want to be a part of my journey online, I would love to have you. And if not, I completely understand. I do not expect anyone to welcome me back with open arms. I don't expect to change anyone's mind with this video. I just wanted to come on here and say that I'm sorry. And I wanted to try to show people that it's possible for someone to grow and learn and be better after making mistakes many, many years ago. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to try to vlog again, and it's gonna film my day and share some simple, happy moments, and start the process of starting over. And I know it's going to be awkward and clunky at first as I try to get back into the swing of things, but I'm gonna try. So that's what I'm gonna do. And thank you for listening, and thank you to anyone who supported me in any capacity over the last 15 years. I've really, really appreciated it. But yeah, let's get started with the day and see what happens, I guess. I honestly do not know how to transition from this conversation into a vlog, but let's try. Where do I even begin? So much has happened.
So after this, the video goes straight into a vlog, which is a choice. I don't know if I would have recommended that. I am no PR scientist, but generally speaking, apologies, in my opinion, should stand alone. People could make the argument of, yes, you're going to apologize and then you're going to distract us from the thing that you kind of apologized for vaguely by doing your fall vlog. Of course, if she wants to get back into the swing of things, that could have been a separate video. That could have been its own thing. But again, it returns to the severity of the matter. I guess no matter what you're apologizing for, I would say make it a standalone video. If you're apologizing specifically for allegations like grooming, having it be like, hey guys, sorry about the things I did. I hurt people's feelings, so I left the internet for a while. Anyway, here's me carving a pumpkin. It's like, okay, well, hold on a second. You know, it's a little bit abrupt in my opinion, but then again, maybe that's just me being hypercritical. It would not be the first time that happened. Other than that, I will say, did you notice that she said the mistakes I made many, many years ago? Many.
Try to show people that it's possible for someone to grow and learn and be better after making mistakes many, many years ago.
Interesting that. Again, maybe that's me being nitpicky, but I really do think that in a lot of these apologies, you look at the words people are using as indicators of, well, first of all, how genuine someone is, but also of how much they're trying to distance themselves from what they did. And of course, anytime we fuck up, obviously we want to distance ourselves from it, right? We want to be like, I'm not that person anymore. I wasn't in the right headspace. Like, you come up with all these things to underline the fact that that's really not you and that you're better than that. And that's normal. That's fine. That's human. The thing is, you're editing a video, you're editing the video. So you see it and you can change it before it goes live. It's not like saying it face to face to someone. So when you're editing the video, maybe you also need to think about the fact of it being many years ago is one of the oldest excuses in the book, and it doesn't really hold up here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. Like I said, that is nitpicky of me, sure, but it is part of why people will be unreceptive. I do think that it's good that she's acknowledging that people will not necessarily accept her apology or even entertain her apology. So like, accepting is one thing, but even just entertaining it is step one, right? Because you could just shut down this apology real quick and be like, I'm not even thinking about this any further. Since she's been on YouTube for such a long time, this is what's hard for me to believe. And this is what continues, I think, to be hard for a lot of people to understand. How are you on YouTube for a decade and a half? So she's seen apologies. She's probably known people who have made the apologies, and you still flop the basic concept of just straight up saying, I did X, Y, and Z, and I'm apologizing for doing X, Y, and Z in that level of specificity. And I think that's why a lot of people, myself included, have low bullshit tolerance with it, because it is way too easy to come in here and just be like, hey, sorry for that thing, you know, the one I did like a lot of years ago. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is me carving a pumpkin. You can't do that. Like I said, there are people that are probably going to be like, Julia, well, she's apologizing. If you have a problem with her apologizing and you have a problem with her not apologizing, she can't win. And this goes back to the central thing I was saying, is that it's not about apologizing or not apologizing. It's about how you do apologize. Okay. Obviously, if you don't apologize, that's a big problem. But it is about the quality of what you're doing and the intention behind it. It's not just checking off a box and being like, okay guys, we got the apology done, let's wrap it up, like we're done. Because it's transparent. No YouTuber is that good of an actor, trust and believe. You don't go away for 5 months, sit down wearing like light colors, and then move on to a vlog and think that people are just gonna drop it. And it's good that she has the sound-mindedness of knowing that people probably won't buy it. Again, I really think it comes down to her apologizing to the people that she's hurt. I think that would be so much more telling than anything else. Honestly, I think that if the general public found out that she had apologized to Adam, for example, directly, I think that would be more telling to the general public than anything else. Because it would say, okay, so she is going directly to the source and she's going directly to them to say, hey, I hurt you specifically. Not just to like a broad audience of like, hey, whoever is watching, you know, sorry, whatever. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also let me know what you think about including it in a vlog. I'm not a fan, to be entirely honest, but I think we all could tell that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.